Hey, what's up, America? The style and the way our world looks now. So if you haven't noticed, our modern world and modern architecture looks very flat and uninspiring. That's because of corporate minimalism and doing things as cheap as possible. But there are other aesthetic styles out there that don't look stupid and aren't corporate minimalism. So let's take a look at some of the best styles out there that we're not doing here in America anymore for some reason. And arguably the lack of these styles that I'm going to show you makes our world look flat and shitty. So this first style I'm showing you right here is called Global Village Coffee House style. This was the late 80s to the early 90s. Some of you will remember stuff like this and styles like that if you're old enough. I don't know why they got rid of this, but this is how our world used to look in some ways. This next style is called Frutiger Aero style. This is a very high modern world that you used to see a lot of times with the Nintendo Wii style aesthetics from the mid to late 2000s to 2010s. This is a style best described as Microsoft Windows style, but you can also look up Frutiger Aero or Techno Zen or Frutiger Echo. Those all fall into this style. This style right here was called Early Cyber and represents the very late 80s to the very early 90s. This style right here is called Corporate Gen X style. It's basically the timeline of the people you think, Gen X. This style is called Cyberdelia. You saw this on a lot of techno albums back in the day. This one right here, if you remember the old Batman, the animated series, and the Rocketeer, this is called Decoplex, which is a mix of modern with Art Deco. So that was actually kind of cool. Even Futurama had some of that. So this style right here was called Festival Marketplace. You used to see this at a lot of grocery stores and malls. You also used to see it on the show Supermarket Sweep. You can see a little bit of this in some of the grocery stores in the Midwest, but this is basically gone now, for the most part. You get some of this still. This style right here is called Frauserbane. You don't really have a lot of this anymore, but this used to be very popular back in the early 90s. Now this right here is called the Gen X home style. So we see this a lot in apartments, even to this day, but this is kind of going out. But this is the Gen X style that they generally have at home, or at least that they made famous at the time. It's called Gen X home style. I kind of put this with a low-level Frutiger Aero as well. This is called Graffiti Pop. This was made famous in the early 90s. Street Fighter 2's Super Nintendo box was that style as well. This style right here was called Industrial Gothic. They used it a lot in Tool videos back in the day. Here is the Internet Awesome Sauce style. That ended just recently. And here is Laser Grid style of the late 80s. And I could go on, but each one of these squares represents a different style of aesthetic from sometime in the 70s to today. Here's more styles. Like I said, each one of these, if you click on them, has its own fair share of examples. Same with this type of style, Ultra Modern Revival. The reason I'm saying all this is because the modern world looks kind of like brutalist shit. Everything looks cheap, flat, and garbage, like it could be put together with glue and popsicle sticks. It looks like diarrhea, and I'd like to see a little more aesthetic choice in our world. We're not getting that now. So you have all these styles of aesthetics to choose from. You're a creative bunch out there. Go make the world look better and not like flat minimalist diarrhea that we're seeing today.